on the floor. Welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun to do a little arts and crafts session. I'm in my leisure wear. This is my super casual sitting at home wear. I thrifted this nightgown from Goodwill, and I thought it would be giving like Victorian sleigh with my candles and my little arts and crafts. I have a wax seal melting situation over here, and I don't know, I thought this would be fitting, but like the more I look at myself in the viewfinder, the more it's giving like all aboard the Polar Express vibes. But you know what? Christmas is coming up anyway, so it's fine. So I wanted to do like a mini vlog slash poetry video. A friend of mine is hosting an art show at her home, a little backyard session kind of vibe. And she approached me a few weeks back and asked if I wanted to be a part of it, and asked if I could read some poems to everybody, which is so amazing and so exciting and so wonderful, and I feel so honored that she would want me to share my art with everybody. To be honest with you all, I am very nervous. I have never done a live show or a spoken word poetry live anything ever, so to channel all my nervous energy, I thought it'd be fun to just be a girl and do some arts and crafts with you guys while I discuss the poems I chose, why I chose them, what they're about, and then I'm also going to show you guys the live show footage. I don't know, I thought it would be fun to have physical copies of the poems I'm going to read, because just imagine like me in front of everybody like reading off of a paper rather than off my phone, like way cuter in my opinion. I'm excited to film it as well and show you guys so you can kind of see how my first poetry live show went and everything like that. So I'm going to decorate these. I already wrote the poems down, but I'm gonna decorate them and make them cutesy, throw them into the crowd after I'm done reading them. No, I'm kidding. I might give them away at the party if anybody wants them. But I've got some ribbon, I've got some stickers, and I've got this like wax seal situation. I've got like a bunch of colors. I have my hot glue gun plugged in over here, so if you see a wire, that's what it is. I'm in a studio, aka why I'm on the floor doing arts and crafts. I chose 3 poems, and I was kind of meticulous in choosing these poems and the order in which I'm going to do them. I have the first poem here, which was also written first. This poem is called 11 Days and Counting. I've actually read this. I've read this poem to you guys before, way back when, before I moved to California and everything like that, before I even visited California. I wrote this poem, and this poem is, well, it's on different paper than this one because these have lines on them, which I found to be very helpful. My handwriting is not the best anyway. Like, I wish I could have slay like beautiful cursive handwriting, but I just don't. Writing on paper with no lines, kind of messy, but I'm honestly too lazy to redo it. So I already did this poem and I already decorated it. I'll show you guys an up close clip of it. But this poem was written when I was in a very specific state of mind, was anticipating my California trip when I wrote it. It's like a love letter to LA or to California. And the writing style of this poem does differ from the other poems I have here, simply because I just feel like my writing has gotten better and better over time. You can tell that the first one was written a year ago. My writing has drastically improved. So I'm going to start with this one, not because it's my best work and not because I even like it that much, but I feel like I owe it to my past self, because now that I live in California and I've been here for a handful of months, I feel like it would be a really, really beautiful full circle kind of moment. That's what kind of motivated me to choose it for this set list, if you will. It feels like an honor and feels like such a beautiful, surrealistic moment.
Sitting here in my dream-ridden mind with no reality, in the bar that Jim Morrison created experiences in that he would write about later. Pulp Fiction, Quentin, an actor posing as a waiter. It's called the Beanery in West Hollywood. It's a place I've never been physically. I haven't been out very much. Here and there, but not everywhere. For I've been too busy with cycling the same dreams through my head in Los Angeles, where the other dreamers go that I plan to follow. I have this idea that I can save all my memories for the future, and for now, all I must do is prepare, or disassociate. Far from here, Swan City's sweltering heat. I don't mind my perspiration as long as it comes from the sun of opportunity. The sun there feels like a punishment, and the sun here feels like a kiss. Desert and sun and sea, what else could I possibly need? I found that my inspiration at home is wavering. My environment is apparently very draining. I'm the type of woman who must be surrounded by beautiful things in order to feel at one with the presence or my madness. And no, I don't refer to material things, but the cacti and fish fried and vendors on the street selling dreams. Dreamer, dreaming of you. It's all I can write about. So I make another cup of coffee here in the House of White, my real life, the house in which I spend a lot of time looking over my shoulder. The house being white like heaven feels like an oxymoron and stupidly ironic. Misting the symbolic perfume that smells like the California poppies, for I bought it on purpose so I could feel closer to you. Setting intentions as floral notes engulf with visions of Malibu. In order to cope, I sit and picture myself in her denim cutoffs on a ranch after a long day of surfing, surreal and sparkling, mountains in the distance, neon lights that glisten while striving on sunset past midnight, but the land's sleeping and I'm restless. This is my life. I declare it. I'll never stop stretching my arms as far as they can reach and attempt to one day hold you dearly, to return the favor of the years long that you've supported me. Across the broken country, but not for much longer. No more a loner, but instead your daughter. At the age of 23, my life before me, retiring to the salt and resting by the sea, I'll never stop chasing, no matter how exhaustive it seems. It's not my business to know the how or the when, but be willing to bend to the magic of waiting. 11 days and counting, then I shall be yours. No more parading, just freedom. No more dreaming, just living. Thank you.
Now, these are undecorated. I'm going to decorate the next two poems as I discuss with you guys why I chose them for my set list and what they're kind of about. I think with this one, I'm gonna utilize this ribbon, this pink ribbon here, because this poem is entitled Girlhood, How I Came to Be. This poem is like about my relationship with femininity. I'm a product of the women before me. The last poem I'm going to read kind of touches on that subject as well. It's simply one of those subjects that I'm just quite passionate about. And I know it's like a really popular thing right now, like the concept of girlhood, but it's something I've been writing about for quite some time, and how my femininity is like entirely, like my love for my feminine side is entirely dependent on me and my own healing. So as I got older and I made the decision to become a witch, but also transitioned to become a witch, but also to just be a grown woman and to grow up and what that means for me, and how my viewpoints of femininity have truly been shaped by my life experiences. And femininity and being a woman is so important to me. It started out as one thing and then just over time morphed into what it is now. But I think I'm gonna hot glue this cute little bow here. My arts and crafts station is a bit impractical, but this little like pink bow on here, because this is about girlhood and growing up, I feel like it's kind of symbolic. So I'm gonna glue it like up in the corner here, and then I'm gonna add my first wax seal. I think I'm gonna have to use pink because it's just right. Yeah, I like that. Like, how cute is this? This is really giving homemade arts and crafts. And you know what? I'm not the best at arts and crafts. Like, as much as I love art and everything, like my true craft is videography and writing, like little arts and crafts, things like this. Like, it's not that cute, but like points for effort. Who's gonna want this? Anybody want this? All right, and then we're gonna do the wax seal on the bottom part. And yes, that is the finished product of my poem, Girlhood, How I Came to Be. And I really hope this one translates well live, and I hope people enjoy it.
Clung to the very thing that pushed me away, I have always pursued fragile beauty, femininity, and for some peculiar reason, unbeknownst to me, maternal figures in my life have taught me how much endurance rejection requires. Girlhood, passed down tragedies, I'm tired. My own mother said the heat of my love was too much. Sweat and annoyance furrowed into her brow. My adoptive mothers, who filled the void at a crucial time, blossoming into a young teen whose offspring broke me and glued me back together, cursed those sons, but the mothers, they came and went as quickly as the setting sun. Girlhood could have been a bride, should have won. Even now, as out of the way as I am, in the quietness I try to achieve, I still seem to provoke rage in my mother-to-be. I can't try any harder. Girlhood, smothering, would you rather? And then there are my sisters, friends with one, not the other, if you can call a friend a replacement mother. And somewhere along the way, on one summer day, I decided to define femininity as something quite sacred to me. In it I place my trust, in it I place all of my love. Girlhood, the pure, persistent dove. And firmly I clung to the flowers and shoved them in my hair, declaring nature as my mother and me as her heir. We talk every day, pastel yellows and blues, nurturing one girl, for I am her muse. She taught me the biggest lesson in this life, this soul school. Girlhood, wisdom dreams, lay me to sleep, allow me to choose. Soft whispering she breathes. You are the God you need. The girlhood you seek is within thee. Through the dark and back again, you'll be beautiful, I just don't know when. Girlhood, happy endings, out of reach, just around the bend. I need a drink after that one.
Yeah. And the last poem I'm going to read, which is my personal favorite, is entitled, Do You Think I'll Get Into Heaven? And this one is 100% me digesting and pondering my religious trauma, which is quite fun. This one is probably the most, I wouldn't say dark, but I would say vulnerable out of the three. It plays with a lot of ideas that are quite dark and in touch with my shadow self. Basically, I mean, it's all in the title, Do You Think I'll Get Into Heaven? But it's me kind of pondering what's gonna happen when I die, which is a somewhat morbid and dark subject, but I try to deliver it in such a way that I'm making peace with whatever happens to me. This reflects quite a bit on my upbringing in the church and my relationship with God and my relationship with death. So for that reason, I'm gonna use it as the closer because it's a bit dark, but let's decorate it. Let's make it girly and cutesy. So I think I want to use, well, I also have some stickers over here actually I might want to use. We've got some crosses. That makes sense. And I also have some like butterflies and some flowers and things. I think I'm gonna add some flowers to it. I did rehearsal for these poems last week at my friend's house. We were like setting up and, you know, rehearsing the timing of everything because I'm not the only one performing. I literally was shaking like a freaking leaf. I was so nervous and there was only like 3 people there. So don't ask me how I'm gonna get through this, to be honest, especially this one. I don't know how I'm gonna get through it. I might cry, but let's hope not. I think I'm gonna add some little leaves. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that one's pretty. And this poem also kind of touches on my relationship with spirituality, and for that reason, I'm probably gonna get emotional whilst reading it, but we'll see. Also, this poem is a bit longer. It's like a front page, a back page, and then another page, so I'm gonna be up there for a while. I'm guessing my set list is gonna be about maybe perhaps like 15 minutes long. I hope nobody gets bored. Regardless of the reaction from the audience, I think that I'm just gonna be proud that I went up there and did it, which I guess is the most important thing. All right, I've finished decorating this one, and I think I'm going to use like a frosty green wax or gold. I feel like that kind of fits the vibe here. I really hope that the crowd enjoys this one.
So I thought it would be fun for my set to just get progressively more unhinged as we go. This next one is for anybody with religious trauma? Anyone? Just me? Cool. All right. It's called, Do You Think I'll Get Into Heaven? As I ponder the stars hung with care in the sky by a guy I used to know, I was wondering if heaven awaited me on the other side. Lately it's been cold in California, and I wonder if heaven will be cold too. I'm not a creature of this weather, born of warm, womanly blood fostered in an ice home. Maybe I prefer hell and its warmth. Do you think it's an inevitable ending? Do you think I'll get into heaven? I'm sweet as southern tea. I'm intelligent, I'm elegant, but not too elegant. I have a soft personality. My spirit in its totality is everything good and everything deserving of the blissful ice, everlasting peace, a treaty God signed the day I was born. I only subscribe to one idea and one idea alone, that everything is beautiful, and that in and of itself is God, and because you are beautiful, you too are God. So what other choice do I have in my ascension to worship only me and my divinity? I swear I'm a good one. I swear you'll want me by your side in the afterlife when the time is right, and I swear you'll want to marry me, worshiping for all eternity. My hair is long, and it grows with me. It's black as night, except when the light hits it just right, fiery red, hot as embers. Angel be born, January 23rd. Staring at my shoes as I walk, I'm training my eyes. I'm a woman who can't tear her gaze from the sky, asking why. Maybe once I die, I'll be able to finally look forward, parallel to the rest of the dead, and alas, in unison. You want me as your bride, laid down backside in the church of your mind, married by a priest to the king of my dreams, his breath molten like fire, feeding my sinful desires. Rabbit-hearted girl chasing after her father. In this fate, this dream space, my resting place, or will I burn at the stake where women before me lit the match? The fiery nature of our breaths, and blood, and hair, and love, our trust, and its cruel design, magical minds, cruel demise, Jesus fucking Christ. And despite all the shame, I still try my hardest not to take up too much space. Quiet, proper, the people's daughter, tricks up my sleeve that few see, laced with grief, not an ounce of greed in my fragile pinky. Flesh be sold, the poems of my heart, timid soul. Now you know, so tell me, do you think I'll get into heaven? Thank you. That's it.